Even though the blooms are still out and the sun is shining and the days are warm, I am now ready for fall. September 1st has come and I feel the fall vibes coming about. But instead of decorating today, we're going to do some fall preparing of the home. Getting my house ready with some cleaning, some refreshing, some painting, and just taking care of the house as we prepare the home for a cozy season. So come along today as we get the house ready for this new and beautiful season, fall. The daylight has shortened for sure, and so my morning walks, which I have picked back up after having our baby, are done in somewhat darkness, but it's still a beautiful time and a little bit more crisp in the morning, and then the days are warmer. But I just still enjoy my fresh blooms outside, and it's time to get cleaning. So we are first of all taking care of some washing, getting the curtains down in the kitchen because they get touched and grimy all summer long from going in and out with the kids, and then doing just some pillow cover washing and blankets. So I try to do this more often than just spring or fall cleaning, but it definitely needed it. And besides, I'll be changing out my pillow covers in the next video for you for fall. And the kids had to find all the feathers that those down-filled pillows have. And yes, they are all dressed up in little dress-up dresses. Yes, even my little 2-year-old had to get in on the action. All right, it is time to take care of some cleaning of my jars that hold the flour, the oats, the sugar. Wash them out, get some of the residue out, and you know what? Sometimes I honestly think there's fruit flies in different things. This time of year, those fruit flies are just rabid and really enjoy getting into anything and everything. So it's good to take care of the cleaning of those jars, like the dried fruit I have in my cupboard too. When it's empty, take those and wash those out, but just maintaining the baking goods too. And besides, it's fall, so I will be baking a lot more as well. And refilling it just with some all-purpose flour. I vary on what flour brand I use. I often have Azure Standard bulk unbleached organic all-purpose flour. This time I just happened to get the King Arthur brand. So nothing super spectacular, but it's what we have, and just getting it refilled and refreshed is wonderful. Darker mornings, those a little bit darker evenings. It's getting dark by about 8:15 now. It is time to now get the candles out, clean out my candle holders, and all of these are pottery candle holders I have. I have some metal brass ones that I really like too, that I will pull out more for the Christmas winter time. But these ones just had wax buildup on them, and one of them I really scrubbed and tried to get out, but I think I'm just gonna have to burn it down. So getting these ready for the home, because I light candles almost daily now in the mornings when I'm prepping breakfast or when I'm having my quiet time in the morning. It's just such a beautiful glow, and sitting by candlelight or having just the candle in the kitchen as I'm preparing breakfast is a thing I like for the fall and winter months. Okay, it's also a great time to clean out the freezer, because our freezer, this freezer and fridge we've had since we moved here, it has some issues. Honestly, everything in the bottom, it freezes very quickly. Ice chunks build up, and so I had a lot of things stuck to the bottom of the freezer because it froze into it. So I needed to thaw my freezer, and we got an upright freezer that is in our garage that I am able to move this frozen food out to. So that's a benefit of having an extra space, a garage, is to have those extra freezers for the bulk things we buy, like bulk meat and cheeses and freezer meals that I made or got from having a baby. So I'm moving all that stuff out, and we are going to work on defrosting this freezer. And look at that. I found a little baton on the top of the fridge and freezer. Then just getting this part wiped down and cleaned. I do this in the spring as well, but I kind of forget about the top of the fridge. And I think I mentioned one time before too that cleaning out the fridge and freezer is probably my least favorite task, but it's something that needs to be done for sure. So just taking care of the tasks that would be great to prepare the home for fall. So after several hours, this is what the defrosted freezer looks like. So much better, cleaner. I wiped it down and it will be restocked. Another day, I decided to take this partial cabinet front down because we never ended up getting the other one put on because it needed to be cut, and it was just kind of a long story. So instead, I found these beautiful curtains off of Amazon, and I'm picking from the two because I'm just going to cover it up with some cafe curtains and repaint a little bit of the white that is chipping off and make it really simple yet cozy and elegant, and something that took honestly like 20 minutes to do. So a little paint touch up, a little money spent and a little time to make a space that was unfinished a lot more enjoyable to look at. It stores, as you can see, like my Instant Pot, crock pots, and wheat grinder. But it's something that was an eyesore for me in the kitchen, having a partial cupboard front covering the appliances that we had there. So the cafe curtain is something I love. The black floral print matches our black fridge, and it's just something that will cozy up the kitchen again for this season and probably for future. Since we're in the kitchen, I had to throw in one recipe to make for you, and this is a sourdough discard brownie recipe from Farmhouse on Boone. I use a lot of her sourdough recipes, but it can be tweaked to your liking, honestly. I do that with most recipes that I make. It was just a great treat to have, especially postpartum. I've really been enjoying the chocolate as an evening snack. The brownie, I've been actually eating it with yogurt and peanut butter, just kind of like crumbled in there. It's really delicious, has that protein, yet a sweet treat too. So I will link that recipe from Farmhouse on Boone down in the description box for you as well. I did substitute dark chocolate with milk chocolate, so it was a little more bitter and not quite as sweet, and I did reduce the sugar amount just a little bit because I do love sweets, don't get me wrong, but there was some extra sweetness in there with the milk chocolate and sugar that I decided just to try it out, and it still tasted delicious. Little newer here on my YouTube channel, I do have a blog. It's my name, daviekillian.com, where I share things related to the content I create. I've been taking a little break from the blog after we had our fourth baby, but coming up in the next video, I'll be sharing a recipe as well. But you can also find on the blog a fall cleaning regiment for me. It's kind of related to the spring cleaning, but I thought that would be a great way to get you guys inspired to clean for fall before you beautify the home for fall. But go check out daviekillian.com for preparing the home for fall with some cleaning. All right, we took a little coffee break, got some beautiful flower sightings in, and we are off to clean some windows. I have not cleaned the exterior of my windows since I was pregnant, because climbing on ladders was something my husband wanted me to avoid, and even step stools. So I obliged, and just out of love for him, I didn't clean my windows. So they definitely needed it. And the griminess from the season of the summer, the dust, the dirt, the bug splatters, the bug guts, whatever is on there needed to be accomplished and taken care of. So it was really nice and such a beautiful day that day that I enjoyed just being outside while the kids played and cleaning some windows. I think it's so fun to just hear the kids playing around the yard while some housework gets done, and something that I had been wanting to take care of for a while. So speaking of windows, I am finally painting our window trim. I am just using white Dove because I had some of that on hand from when I painted my kitchen cabinets, and semi-gloss finish is what I used. So that was something good to note because I already had it on hand. That semi-gloss is great for window trim as well because it helps keep it easier to clean with griminess. I had never painted these window trim this window trim in our living space before, and we've lived in this house now for 9 years already. Hard to believe, but it just needed some refreshing. Again, kind of just all the bug stuff that you can't get in the grooves. And then the previous owners, when they had painted, there was yellow all over the trim on the edge that it just did not get touched up before, and it was finally time for me to do that. It just took a few, honestly, probably like 3 hours, a couple nap times, and the task was done. I think I do plan to paint our MDF door that we have there because you can't see it, but there is dirt and grime and things of the nature all over the door that need to be touched up. But what a great way to refresh the home with some fresh paint for the fall. And finally, just a way to add beauty to the home, but also a good fall task, is to clip some of my herbs to hang to dry. I love doing this every season. I kind of missed the echinacea season and the bee balm. It just slipped by, but I am doing some sage and some basil and some mint so that I can dry them and use them during the fall and winter months. So there is plenty more cleaning that can be done in the fall, and that's why you can go check out my blog to see just what else can be cleaned. This is what I'm sharing with you today in video form, but I hope you can go over there and support me with that. Subscribe to the emails that I do send out about once a month with a little more personal note and sometimes a bonus recipe or just things I'm enjoying in this particular season. So I hope a few snippets of a couple of my days has encouraged you to take some moments out of your day to create a home that is cozy and inviting, but also clean it so that it can function well for the upcoming season that is beautiful and lovely and has so many wonderful things about it.